Hi, I'm Bruce Rogers, the inventor of the Orb Centrifuge grease arrestor. Today we're going to do a demonstration of cooking 1 pound of ground beef that is 73% lean, and we're going to real quickly cook this up, and I want to demonstrate how much grease, by measuring when we're finished, that the grease arrestor will get out of 1 pound of hamburger. So I'll try to make this as quick as possible. 1 pound right out of the package, and I want to film the entire process without stopping, and I want you to be able to see that there's no editing in this video. So we'll just keep the video camera running the entire time. So, and today we're cooking up hamburger for lasagna. When I first had the idea to make this invention, I was cooking up hamburger to put in a spaghetti sauce, and usually I would try everything I could to get the excess grease out of the hamburger. I would use a strainer or splatter screen or whatever to get the majority of it out, and then I would try even using a spatula to press out the rest of it and separate it, or paper towels or whatever to soak up the excess. But I would always find, no matter what I tried, I would have grease pooling in my spaghetti sauce after I got the tomato sauce and other ingredients in. And that's when I had the idea that centrifugal force would probably be the key to spinning the rest of that grease out. And so I made a prototype, and what I did was I found a clear bowl. I had to get parts and modify them and make it possible where that I could even make a prototype so that I could see the result. And so I did find a clear bowl and some parts to make a prototype with. And with the clear bowl, I was able to actually see the amount of grease that, first of all, would settle through the screen at the bottom, and then also be able to see how much extra was spun out by centrifugal force. And I have that in another video. This was the bowl from my original prototype, and you can see how the hot grease affected the clear plastic. So, I knew this wouldn't be an option for manufacturing something like this. So I knew it would have to be stainless steel parts that came in contact with the hot grease, and this is the finished product right here. And just keep filming on the hamburger. I'm going to wash my hands off real quick, and I'll be right back. And I wanted to keep this rolling just so to see that there's nothing added to this. This is right out of the package, and that at no time there was no editing or anything added to this. So, but if you're making, like I said, we're making lasagna tonight, and but this works well for anything that you're going to use hamburger fried up like this. Tacos, chili, spaghetti with meat sauce, vegetable soup, whatever you like to make with ground beef. And, so we use ours usually at least twice a week. I actually ended up having to get a second one for our household just because we usually have one that's still dirty before we actually need it again. And I can consistently, now this is ground beef here, this is 73% lean. Ground chuck is 80% lean, and that's what I can consistently get a quarter of a cup out of. I can usually get more than that out of the regular ground beef. But the thing is, you know, whenever I would see grease pooling in the hamburger sauce or in the sauce, my spaghetti sauce, I can remember back when I was in the military, we had a nutritionist that was telling us, you know, that in a quarter-pound hamburger, which is what most of us eat, that we consume about 2 tablespoons per quarter-pound hamburger, 2 tablespoons of fat, and I could actually see it in that grease or in the sauce, and I thought, you know, this is not only going into your body, it's going into your family's bodies. And those are calories that if you can get it out before you ingest it, you don't have to take that weight off, burn those calories off. So okay, we're about to the point to be able to put that in the spinner. I'm not adding any ingredients right now. We're going to add our spices and all that later on, but I just wanted you to see what the hamburger was going to be just itself. So, okay, I'm going to take it off. And this is how easy it is. You just pour the ingredients directly into the Orb Centrifuge. Easy as that. Get all that out. There's still a little bit of grease just in the bottom, but then I usually just shake it around just a little bit here, just to help it balance. Think of it kind of like putting your clothes in a spin cycle on in a washing machine. You don't want it to get off. It's easy to get off balance if you can kind of balance that out better. This is what comes in contact with the basket inside. This is a stainless steel mesh basket. All the parts are stainless steel inside, and the lid also has a locking mechanisms on the lid so that you can lock that down, and in the event of a turnover, a spill or whatever, it keeps the lid from coming off and the hot grease from coming out. It has a steam vent built in. Let the steam out. You'll want to keep that faced away from you, and then you simply start turning the crank on it, and it's basically just like a washing machine on the spin cycle. For about 30 seconds, you spin it, and then just let it come to a stop on its own. Usually I'll let that cool for about 30 more seconds before you take the lid off. Right now, just for time purposes, I'm going to take the lid off and show you this is the ground beef right here. And we'll just kind of shake that. I'm going to real quickly dry out this frying pan and pour it back into the skillet, because I want you to see when it's distributed how the grease is out of the hamburger. Alright, that's a clean pan. We're going right back into the frying pan, and you can see the amount of grease that is in the bottom of the stainless steel bowl now. And I'll set that aside, but I want you to see the hamburger now. You see there's no grease whatsoever that's coming out of that hamburger now. You put your sauce in there and it's gonna soak into that hamburger instead of the grease from the hamburger soaking into the sauce. So, okay, now I'm gonna take the pivot out of the pan, and I've got a 1 cup measuring bowl here. I'm gonna pour this grease into this measuring cup. I want you to see how much we're getting out of that. That is somewhere between 1/4 and 1/2 cup right there. So that's probably about 2/3 of a cup. My measuring lines are faded on here, but you can get the idea of how much that is in a 1 cup measure. So now that's going to conclude this video, and